like you're gonna have so much time in college because it's not like this at all. Like my classes are 50 minutes to like an hour and 20. Like, so I would have days where I would go to two classes from 9:35 to 12:30, and then I would have the rest of the day to myself. And like I would think like, oh, like I have so much like all the time in the world. Like I'm gonna go back to my dorm. I'm gonna rest. Like I'll do some work later, or I'll do work in my dorm. And like with that, like it's just like you want to try to like do your work outside of your dorm because your dorm is like your bed, like that's your comfort, and it's very hard to be productive in there. So like I try to go to the library or the union, which I didn't do a lot this semester, but it's all like it's especially the first semester is going to be so hard because you're not used to the type of classes you're taking, you're not used to the workload because it is like a lot more work than high school and you don't realize it. But like it's just important to like apply yourself, study, like don't lose track of time. Like really, it's really important to manage your time, otherwise you will fall behind. And that kind of happened to me this semester, which is okay, like it happens, but like learn from your mistakes, especially your first semester. Like figure out what works for you and get into a good schedule and you'll be fine. But yeah.
Yeah, I did a bunch of gen eds this semester. So I'm kinesiology. I did like a bio, history, math, psych. Um, so, and like lectures are like either they're like longer. They're not like a 40-minute period. It's like it could be 50 minutes. It could be like an hour 20. So, but like studying like outside, like it's important. Like you got to put in work outside of class. Like you can't just like go to class like that like 2 maybe 3 times a week and just like expect to like know everything and like do well. Like you got to put work in outside. Whether it's going to library, like, and like find places that work for you, like quiet if you like studying like when it's quiet, like go to like the library, like quiet sections, like there's study rooms in the dorms sometimes, or you could like study in groups. It's just important to like know yourself, what works for you too, like take notes in class or like rewrite notes at home, make flashcards, work on like a computer or like on pen and paper. It's just important to like know yourself and like how you study, but like you will be like learning how to study. Like I'm still like learning like what works best for me. It's just like knowing yourself, like learning like how like you could like do better, just like improving yourself like as it goes on.
So it's pretty much like trial by fire. It's like trial by fire, pretty much, with in the sense that if like you're being given classes by an advisor or by the college, it's a generic bunch of classes that, and then they'll accommodate for whatever whatever major you're going for. So this semester I took 6 classes. One was in aviation. One was like one was a general. One was a general ed, and then yeah, it was 4 general eds, and then I had like a freshman class that you have to take. And it's pretty much just a lot of self-reliance, as mentioned, and a lot of emphasis on yourself. Managing the workload is pretty much you're just gonna have to allocate time during your day and just chip away at it, one bit by another. Um, yeah, I mean, I can't really complain otherwise about the classes. I got very lucky, and I'm very happy with the classes because a lot of them were freshman classes, but also I was able to knock out with the college credits that you're gonna get in the APs. They will help you if you took a couple at most. It doesn't have to be where you took 7 or 8. If you just took 3, it's beneficial. It's amazing in terms of financial time and academically. I entered into Farmingdale as a sophomore because of how many classes that were knocked out from Wantagh High School with the college classes and the APs.
Yeah, I would say like please take the classes if you can, the AP classes, because the credit's worth it. Back to managing your time though. So someone told me this like a year ago, and like now that I see it's true. So high school is 7 hours in classroom, 1 hour out, like doing your work, and college is the opposite. It's 1 hour in the classroom and 7 hours out. And so you'll find people who are writing down every single word that the professor's saying, and then people that are on their phone. So like you'll see the whole spectrum of like people who care about the class and don't care about the class. And you just have to fall in the mix of like, you have to stay on top of your work by writing down what you know you're gonna struggle with in the future. Like if you know you're a bad studier, write down the main points and then make an effort. If you're not making an effort, like, oh, I'm just gonna go back to my room and relax, like put yourself outside of your comfort zone, go to the library, put yourself in an unfamiliar location so like your brain is better apted to doing that work. because if you don't, you'll just fall into a cycle that it's hard to get out of. I'm taking chemistry right now, calculus, meteorology, and a first year like seminar class that everyone has to take. So, I mean, I'd say like the gen ed is not as much, but chemistry and calculus, like if you're not gonna stay on top of your core classes,